Reverend MeeLing, Reverend Susan MeeLing, Lady Dory Belle, Lady MeeLing America. I've been known by a few names. Technically, I can even say God. Technically. And Goddess. I can technically say that. Technically. Because of the registered paperwork. That being said, by technicalities. By technicalities. Yes, I can. By technicalities. So today, the 22nd of May, 2020, I was at the Austin State Capitol building for the rally, where there were a whole bunch of people that were speaking there. And I have to say, I couldn't help myself. I heard when I was there that retired Colonel Alan West was there. Retired Colonel Alan West. So, like, I had heard his voice when listening to the news before. I was like, oh, which one is he? Which one? I mean, inside, that's what I was doing. Outside, I was like, okay, I'll be... And then, like, they had, the speaker guys had him come forward. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to grow a pair. Inside my head, that is what I was doing. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go say hi. I was not dressed like this, by the way. I had a pair of jeans on, and I had a blue t-shirt on. And, you know, my hair was, you know, is what it is. And my tattoos, they don't, you know, go anywhere. And so like, the whole time, so I was talking with some people. I was like, okay, be cool. Be cool. So in my head, this is what I was doing. It was like, the whole time. From the time that it was like, oh, he's good. Yeah. I am so glad I had my sunglasses on, because, like, not that I really would, like, give that all away as far as how, because that physically is what I was doing inside of my head. It was like, yeah, I'm that person. And so then, okay, I'm going to do it. No, I gotta wait. And so, yeah, it took me a little while. And then finally, you know, I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. In my head, you know, so good to do this. So good to do this. I'm so good. And then I did that a whole bunch more in my head, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I gotta be cool. Okay. And so then, you know, I went up the stairs. I'm like, and then, you know, and in my head, all the time. And so, yeah, I did that. I can make fun of myself for doing that in my head, because that is what, and just, it's, I just shook hands with Colonel Alan West in my head, you know, just, I think I actually did my little happy fairy dance a time or two there. I couldn't help that part. But you know, for the majority of it, I was like, it's cool, ish, kinda, ish. I can make fun of myself. Because that is what I was thinking. It's just one of those. I have heard him so many times when listening to the news. And he just, I've heard him so many times. And I've listened to other videos of this is and so, yeah, I'm that person. I am that person. Yeah. That's yes. I know. You know. Yeah, I do that. So, you know, well, you know, you know, I mean, come on now. I mean, he's done a lot. He's written books. He's obviously quite intelligent. And you know, he was crucial in various ways into making sure that various aspects of military stuff were taken care of. And so it's just one of those, and then, you know, that was all I could do. That was it. I couldn't do anything. I just he's so cool. And he's really nice. I couldn't help it. So then afterwards, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to take up too much of your time, so, you know. So cool. Yeah, I'm that person. And so, I mean, it was really cool seeing a bunch of people there and talking with them and being around and stuff like that. But yeah, that was like, and then like afterwards, it's like, oh, my head hurts because I got so excited. But it's so worth it. It's just so worth it. And so, yeah. I couldn't help it. I listened, and I wanted to stay. Like, there was a congressman or a senator, I think it was a senator, who was coming up to speak after Colonel Allen West did. And granted, I was actually going to leave right before because I was like, okay, I can't, like, oh, my head hurts. Like, it's getting to that point. And then then he was announced again, and I was like, okay, I can't. I can't not do it. So then I had to turn around. I was like, ooh, my head hurts, but I'm like, yep, I'm listening. You are so badass. And so then my headache going as it was one of those back and forth between, oh, my head hurts, but you are such a badass. Oh, my head hurts. You are such a badass. This is so cool. Oh, my head hurts. That probably had to do with the fact that, so there was a female who sang the national anthem, and she had invited everybody to sing along with. And she had, you know, given the note that she was going to sing, and I was like, okay. And then I was listening to, like, the average, you know, kind of voice tone. Say, okay, so according to her tone, and then the others throughout, okay, so this is, and so, yeah. That didn't help my headache, but it's the American national anthem. I am how I am. Yeah. And then there was the Pledge of Allegiance, and, you know, Just saying. Of course, I'm going to say that. Just saying. And then, then there was a guy who did a prayer. And I was like, that's cool. And so, I had no problem with that, not just at the state capitol, but also when it came to Carrollton Farmers Branch Independent School District of Carrollton, Texas, with the McCoy Elementary School thing. They could have, done both instead of choosing the prayer over the Pledge of Allegiance, because, could still, I thought that there was a separation between church and state, and personally, I have no problem with prayer in school, but at the same time, you pay respect, you pay homage to those who fought for. Some of them lived during whichever fighting that they did, but there were those who died in that pursuit of protecting the Constitutional Bill of Rights. And so, it was one of those, yeah, I had no problem saying the prayer. I actually was thinking that, okay, maybe they'll still, and then no, they did not that May 2010 school board meeting. And so, I have no problem with prayer, obviously, but, if you're going to be in a school, public school, private, in the state of Texas, that was the biggest thing that blew my mind, was how in the state of Texas are you, prayer, obviously, peacefully balanced religions, there are various, I have studied so many different scriptural texts and references before my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000, as well as after my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000. And various, I just say isms because there's a lot of isms. There's, Confucianism, there's Taoism, which is not, it's spelled Taoism, but it's pronounced Taoism. Buddhism, there is Christianity, which isn't Christianityism, but there's Judeo-Christian. I've studied the English version of the Torah itself, the Quran I have read and stuff. So and then various Native American and various spiritual, studies and texts that I've read. And not just read, but studied, and so various philosophers, so on and so forth. And so, in regards to today at the state capitol rally, it's like, yeah, that's really cool. I mean, obviously, happy fairy dance. But at the exact same time, in regards to the school board meeting, it's one of those, you are in the state of Texas. You're how do you not know that? Is there not a Texas flag in the, come on now, in the state of Texas? And I have seen more state flags in the state of Texas than I have in any other state. Every other state that I've been to, you see their state flag here and there, but you usually see the American flag. In the state of Texas, I don't know if you could go very far without seeing a state of Texas flag. And so to be in Carrollton, Texas, there were state of Texas flags and American flags. Duh. However, just, just going to throw that out there. Did you forget? You haven't written your address to your school at McCoy Elementary School and had to write, the address is Carrollton, Texas. or the Carrollton Farmers Branch Independent School District. You didn't have to put Texas in your address when writing it. Don't forget you're in the state of Texas. I'm just saying. Yeah, I went there. I've said it before, though. I've said it. I've said it many times before. There were plenty of people who didn't believe me. Nobody in the state of Texas would do that. It happened. Just whatever. I'm telling you. It did. I cannot tell a lie. I had a head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000. The subarachnoid hemorrhage in the frontal lobe of my brain that took several years to dissipate and go away did leave damage. Not just the headaches, not just the migraines, but the memory deficits and the cognitive disorders. And I went from college algebra with trigonometry and calculus to second grade math. Yeah, what does that have to do with you telling the truth? I cannot tell a lie. So that means I can only tell the truth. Yeah, well, there's some people who, in the state of Texas, in the state of Texas, which I have to say is kind of a funny joke-ish. Not in a mean way. So, since I have memory issues, it's kind of funny. I woke up at Fort Sam Houston in San Antonio, Texas, and since there are flags of the state of Texas all over the state of Texas, of course, along with the American flag, it's just kind of a funny. I have memory issues, and so there were signs all over the place. Of where I was. Did nobody else see them? Because I know when I'm in the state of Texas, because of the state flag being all over the place. And so, I know when I'm in other states, I see the American flag. So I know I'm in America. That's for certain. Yeah, that's my, yeah. Yeah. I can make fun of myself with my memory issues in that regard, because, yeah, I admit I forgot. I forget where I woke up from my coma. I just, I never denied waking up in the state of Texas. When I spoke with people in Washington State, so however, so on a happier note, I bet Colonel Allen West has seen a Navy ship before. Probably knows how big they actually are in comparison. which is funny because I had already had the name Lady Dory Belle. I had given myself that name. And I just realized you know, if someone were to take a Dory boat, that's with a Y, not an I, and put it on the ground next to a Nimitz class naval carrier, doesn't matter what color the Dory boat is. It could be the color of the rainbow. Or the color red. Probably not going to see that Dory boat. Next to that Nimitz class. Naval aircraft carrier. Probably not. I understand now. Not just length, but width. And irony of the lifestyle with that name. You know, so, you know, I guess I'll give an example. Hold on. Hold on. Just do this real quick. So this is like, okay, so this can be seen in the, so, yeah, okay. So there's the, like, refrigerator, right? Hold on. Dory Boat. Nimitz class. Can you see the Dory Boat? Can you see it? It makes sense now. Now that I have that visual. Yeah, it took that to get it. So, you know. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just... Why isn't he down here yet? What's taking so long? You know... Oh my God, so much oxygen in this tank. Come on now. Don't make me waste my dive. What's taking so long for him to clear his ears? Why doesn't he see me? Not that I discussed that with the Colonel. I just thought of that. Just one of those like, oh, I wonder. He probably has. He probably has, you know, being a colonel in the army. I think it was army. Or am I? No, I think it was the army. I think it was army. Point being, he's probably seen a Navy ship. Although that might be the equivalent of a Coast Guard ship to a Dory. I don't know. But you got kind of the idea. You kind of get the idea. And then, you know, I'm smaller than a Dory ship. So... So like a little dot. So it'd be the equivalent of be like, do you see that piece of silt right there? Do you see that piece of silt right there? No? Why not? Just one piece of silt. That's all. Can't see that. What's wrong with you? I realize now. And so, you know, point being, get really, 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 really excited. Really excited. And so, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not the sharpest tool in the crayon box at all. Nope, not the sharpest crayon. So, you know, that is what it is. So, yeah. And since I look like I drew all over myself with crayons, I actually explained that to my tattoo artists when I went in. I was like, okay, so like the guy who did those, and then that particular one, and the one that you can't see unless you have a black light for this one, and then this one, and this. I was like, yeah, no, I want it to look like I drew on myself. Well, that's what, no. Minimal black lines. Why? Because I want it to look like I just used a pen. So that way, you know, people don't, you know, look at me funny, so I can just like say, oh yeah, it's that way I could like camo, and apparently that's not very camo either way. So, in the state of Texas. Completely at that time forgetting about my hair color and haircut. When going, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I have these, you know, mind you, at the time I was wearing pants. It's like, I'm just having these issues trying to remember stuff. So, can you draw my hands? So that way I can remember. And then in Washington State, you know, it's cold there. Even in the summertime. Like today, when I was at the capital of the state of Texas, I barely broke a sweat. All like sorts of people were like, it's hot. It's like, okay, you know, breeze can come through, but you know, kind of cold. I know I have the air conditioner on now. That's for like air movement. But yeah, you know, inside the building. I don't usually have to put the air conditioner on that much. Realistically, like at most, or at the coolest, it's set to like 80 inside and so like, you know, there have been plenty of times where I've turned the AC on. It's like, okay, that's enough air movement. That's cold enough. Turn that off. It's too chilly. And I know I'm wearing stuff where like my legs are exposed and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I am the way I am. Warm in a scuba suit. And I've told people, like, I did explain this also to my son, James, when in reference to painting colors and stuff. And so we were out at Denny's in Tacoma, and we were talking about artwork stuff and different colors and the color palette and everything. And I had said, well, you know, white is the absence of color. And he's like, okay, well, what is black? And I was like, black is all colors combined. And he's like, well, no, black is the absence of light. No. In painting, in colors, if you add all of the colors together, you get the color black. No, yes. If you add red, yellow, and blue, which are the primary colors together, and you mix them up, you get the color black. And he just kind of looked at me and he's like, Mom, you probably shouldn't say that right now. Why? I'm talking about artwork. What did I do wrong? And he's like, Mom, oh my God, Mom, what? I'm explaining artwork to you. Like, that's how you make. And so, like, there was a point where Colonel Allen West had said something about that. It's like, I did say that when I was speaking. Well, not the artwork part. Your shirt has the color black. I hope you don't take offense to that. I'm not being rude. Like, that's just, like, colors. I see, like, actual colors, and no. That probably wasn't the smartest thing to say. Now that I realize it. But I wasn't being racist. It had to do with colors. He was wearing a black hat, and he had a shirt that had black on it, and those were black. I mean, just saying, like, it might not be the smartest thing, but like that's the color black. I'm not saying that he like can't call himself a black person. Obviously, he can call himself whatever he wants. I'm just saying, I don't see colors that way when it comes to human beings and people and like I just don't. I see you as a human being, and that is what I see you as. And so, like, okay, I guess since somebody said it, I'll bring it up. But yeah, I don't see that. I see your eyes, I see your nose, and I see your cheeks, and I see your mouth, and I see your face, and I see your ears, and I see your neck. I see, the clothes you're wearing, over your shoulders, and I see your arms. That's what I see. I don't see anything else. Like, I see the colors of the clothes you're wearing and the colors of your hat. But other than that, like, I just see the, like, outline of that, and then, like, you as you. That's how I see people. I don't, like, if that sounds racist, I apologize. I guess if, like, I'm supposed to apologize for not being able to see people the way everybody else does, I'm going to guesstimate that probably has to do with maybe my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000. But I saw people the exact same way before my head injury. So, I didn't, like, look at, like, I didn't go, excuse me, let me see your skin tone. Maybe I can see it. Hold on. Hold on. Let me stare long enough and maybe... Well, I got some ink on me, so... That... Oh, wait. No, that's my makeup. So, some of my makeup came off of that. So, yeah. So then, yeah. So there's, like... So I had powder. And so that... There. Yeah, okay. I see the black in my tattoo there. And the black in my tattoo there. But other than that, like, I don't see that way. Like, before it became a more talked about the way it has since, since 9/11, where I grew up in New Jersey and where I grew up walking around in New York, I mean, I literally saw the way I just described now. I didn't see people's, like I could see, like, they were tanner in some ways. Like, Colonel Alan West, he's tanner than I am. That's what I got. I hope that is not offensive at all. Like, it is not intended to be offensive at all. That's just how I see. Like, I've actually had to think about stuff, and then it's one of those, I think, maybe, like, like, as far as, like, former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Miss Michelle Obama, everybody kept saying they were the first black, it's like, I can't stare at the TV that long to try to see that. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. Like, I hope it doesn't come across as rude, like, at all. It's just one of those, that's just, I didn't see that. I saw people. That's what I saw. That's how that one still is, because their skin tone is probably the same. Like, I noticed that they're tanner than me, but that's about it. And so, I'm just saying. Yeah. be the like most politically correct thing to say, but it's the way I see. Like, I see the shape of people's eyes before I see their skin tone. I see the definition in their eyes. They're not just the shape, but the colors of, and then like that. I see the definition of their facial structures well before like anything as far as like their complexion. And even then, that's kind of difficult for me to see the complexion. When it comes to tattoos, yeah, I can see those. I can see the tattoos. Whatever colors they are. But that's how I see. I don't see like that way. So yeah, I know that like supposedly some people have said that's so stereotypical for someone like you to say that. I don't know what you mean. Do you mean my head injury? Do you mean like what? Because I don't know what you mean on that one. I'm not trying. I hope I don't sound well. I am what I am, but nonetheless, yeah, I don't see that. And then, you know, especially when it comes to whether in or out of a uniform, that's not what I pay attention to. I don't pay attention to the skin complexion of someone when they're in a uniform or out of a uniform. And I mean, that might also have to do with where I woke up from my head injury on Palm Sunday in 2000, because everybody was in uniform on post that I was dealing with on a daily basis, like when I was getting in trouble and stuff. But, you know, and all that stuff, especially with the headaches and migraines. So, you know, I saw the black in the uniform, like, you know, in the camo, or the shoes. Saw that. And the rank, well, no. Well, ish. Because there were certain ones that had a little bit of shadowing in their ranks and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't see, like, the way I've heard other people describe seeing. So, I mean, that's part of, like, in regards to which some people from medical hold unit would be able to say when they had asked me about my head injury, to describe my injury and stuff and how it happened. Well, I was a drill sergeant, and he had the drill sergeant cover, and like Sergeant Marino actually would be the one to ask on that, because I saw this drill sergeant cover and I was like, okay, please don't throw me into the metal part of the bunk or anything, please. Like that, other than that, like, I know he had short hair, or he might have been bald. I think he was bald. Which, yeah, I think he was bald. And he was taller than me. But I'm short. I'm 5'4", so that's not saying much. I mean, he was kind of tanner than I am, I guess. Like, I mean, I think I was the same skin tone. So, you know. So, it, like, if going off of that, yeah, he was tanner than me. That's all. And at that time, we weren't allowed to say drill sergeant names. So it was just drill sergeant. So he was taller than me, and bald, and wearing an army uniform. In basic training. With the drill sergeant hat cover. He was like that tall. I like that tall. So that's what I got. As far as that's all I got. And that actually frustrated quite a few soldiers in medical whole unit, and they were like, "Why can't you give us anything else?" I know that I had Drill Sergeant Salinas. I think no, was it Salinas? No, that was top. That was at medical hold. I think it was Drill Sergeant Gonzales, who was another one of the drill sergeants in my unit or platoon. But I remember Drill Sergeant Parsley, mainly because of his voice, and because other drill sergeants would call him over during basic training. But I don't remember what skin tone he had. I think he was just, him. He was less tan than the drill sergeant that threw me into the metal part of the bunk, and he had hair compared to the drill sergeant that threw me into the metal part of the bunk. That's what I got. That's all I could say. So, I mean, if going off of, there's this is in black and white. So, that'd be like Drill Sergeant Parsley's hand in comparison. And that'd be the drill sergeant that threw me into the metal part of the bunk. That'd be like the equivalent on that. It's about what I got. But that's more black and white sepia type of coloring. So that's that. Ironically, that's actually kind of very much in regards to how I see. I wrote this book, The Paroxysm of the Lotus. But yeah, so you see how the different colors are. I mean, I guess if you can tell the difference in regards, but that'd be like Drill Sergeant Parsley, and that'd be kind of like Drill Sergeant Gonzales, and then that'd be the drill sergeant's color for the one that threw me into the middle part of the bunk. But that's how I see colors, of skin tone, but not as detailed. I hope that doesn't come across as racist. So, yeah. There's glitter in there. So, yeah. And yeah, I saw a whole bunch of glitter when it came to meeting Colonel Allen West, partially because of my headaches, and partially because I was so excited. Because I was I get it. I'm weird. But still so cool. So, yeah. And this particular broadcast video thing. Although it'd be funny, I do have to add. It'd be funny because I sent these two books to Fox News. Well, I sent all of them at some point. Nonetheless, it'd be funny if you read the part where it was like she was at a 2-star general's office and he called her a royal fucking what in uniform. What did she do? She said, "Thank you." That reason makes so much sense. Because, yeah, what rank, yeah, you gotta be higher than a 2-star general to, chew her out now. And as a civilian, yeah, good luck with civilians. There's no civilian who could ever call her a name. I would ever offend her. Sucks for them. And so, for military guys, it's one of those, hopefully insert regards to that, it's well, what was the highest ranking soldier that yelled at you and chewed you out? Okay, So civilians don't have that, right? Okay. So the sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me because you have to be this many ranks high. And oh yeah, well this many ranks high had this many degrees. So, you just call me what you want to call me. Yeah, you go ahead. We gave you your freedom of speech to be able to speak like that. But go ahead. Not that you can actually say that in uniform. But I'm not in the military. I'm medically retired. However, for the guys when they get out, because, like Colonel Allen West is obviously retired. So, like, what civilian's going to call him a name that's going to be, oh, yeah, so I had this many stars. Say this. And, yeah, all your feelings. I'm sure he probably wouldn't do that in person. But in his thoughts, maybe, like, not the only one. Yeah, oh, you want to throw a temper tantrum on the ground? Okay. I mean, I don't think he smokes, but, just the equivalent of... Okay. I mean, and being a retired colonel, he's probably met some stars as far as, like, generals and stuff. Probably at least one. Maybe 2. 3 or 4. Maybe even a 5-star. I'm weird like that. That's how my thoughts go. So, you guys have a good one.